Bressel. Hey, so Magic won out. LOL. Yeah, it did. But there's a reason. The reason is that I should probably go to bed early tonight. Okay, Mousy. I don't know how long I'll stream tonight. I'm gonna try to get, well, obviously I'm gonna try to get one run in, obviously, but I should get up tomorrow early, and I figure if I'm playing that other game, that I will probably want to continue playing or have a spot where it's going to be difficult to stop, because I don't know. I actually do not know whether or not it has any like save spots or if it auto saves or what. Figured it'd just be easier to start that on another day. Big breakfast plans tomorrow. Yeah, right? Not really. Maybe lunch, but I gotta get other stuff done before that. I'm actually more of a skip breakfast kind of guy most of the time. How you doing tonight, Con? Probably would. Watching a funny story about a girl. Same allergy as her dad to drugs. Ooh. Huh. Still sick, so yeah, waiting for death. Oh, shit, man. Ugh. To detect them, yet never use them. Huh? Weird. I'm confused. Are you saying that they are like drug dogs? And that they can like smell the drugs? I'm confused. I don't understand. Ooh, we're having frame droppage again. Why? Why? You're a living drug detector instead of a dog. It's a human. Wow. Interesting. High 15 with that auto host on the mixer side. Very, very nice. Little Mousy with the host. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got all the hosts coming in. Well, let's dive on in. Let's do some Eldraine draft. There you are, game. Wondered where you were. All right. All right, let's see what we got to start with. Fabled Passage is the rare, so it's a land. This is a really good card. I'm going to look at the other ones here. So, I mean, other than Golden Egg, Deafening Silence, Drown in the Lock. Oddly enough, I think we might just take the land here. It's a good land. You sacrifice it. It comes into play normal, so you can use it right away. So tap sex, search your library for a basic land, put it in the battlefield tapped, shuffle your library. If you control 4 or more lands, untap that land. So this is one of those great situations where you can essentially run 3 colors relatively well. You get that, you know, if this is your 4th or more land drop, like the other card just comes in essentially for free, and this doesn't. Yeah, it's a really strong card. Like, good enough to just pick up. Oh, I almost forgot. And I don't think I can leave this screen. I've never tried. So I'll have to show you guys later. But there's a card, if you're playing right now. There is a card called Field of the Dead. It is a very powerful card. So powerful that it is getting banned. The announcement has already come out. It should be banned, I think they said the 24th. If it's not banned already. In standard, that is. It's a rare. And what it does is pretty ridiculous. And it's in way too many decks. And it's being banned in standard. However, kind of like other games when a deck or when a card is considered too powerful, they're going to essentially refund the crafting cost. So what it means is that for every up to 4, because you're not allowed to have more than 4 of any copy of a card in the way they do it here, up to your 4th copy, they will reimburse you with a rare wild card, which means you can then craft any other rare that you want out of said card. So, if you craft 4 Fields of the Dead before the 24th, you'll get 4 rare wild cards back, assuming you didn't have any Fields of the Dead prior. On top of that, they're also doing some other fixes. If you open packs, the odds of you seeing a Field of the Dead are essentially 0 as your rare. They'll give you other cards instead. You basically would have to have had every other rare in the set to get Field of the Dead at all. But yeah. Am I weird if I feel cold when it's a hot day? Probably sick. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're feeling cold on a hot day, that's probably not good. By the way, so just to reiterate that for everybody, however many Fields of the Dead you have, up to 4, maximum you possibly could have, you'll get a wild rare in return on the 24th. The reason why you might say, why craft the card when you're just going to get the rares back anyway, and it'll be banned in standard. The point is, it's not banned in other formats. So it's basically like saying, we're going to let you have this broken card in other formats for free. Well, I mean, if you're sitting in front of the air conditioner, that could do it. Like, if you're literally sitting in front of the air conditioner, or super close to it, you would be cold. Yeah. So Deafening Silence is considered a pretty trash card. Just putting that out there. Drown in the Lock is probably pretty good. It's... Actually, I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the tier list. Why do I not see it? Ah, there it is. It's mediocre. Well, it's a little bit better than mediocre, honestly. Fabled Passage is just as good. And there's nothing else here that really screams at me, saying, pick me, pick me. There's not much here that... Golden Egg's okay. Prophet of the Peak is, it's not terrible. But yeah, nothing here tells me, like, oh, I've got to do this, so. You're at the other end of the house? Is the rest of the house just cool because of the air conditioner? I'm confused now. So, yeah, this is one of these situations where I'm not really impressed with anything here. Golden Egg is, like I said, the only one that looks half decent. Fabled Passage is as good or better, because you'll get to draw a card from this, but you're essentially doing a similar thing here. You're land fetching, so you're thinning your deck by one card. It's kind of doing a very similar thing. This, of course, is free, 0 to play. Yeah, so small house, blinds are all down. I mean, maybe. I mean, if the rest of the house is actually cold, did you check the thermostat? I'm sure that'll tell you what it's actually like in there. Maybe that, if you're colder than what that says, then maybe there's something going on to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just take this land. It's good land. Keeper of Fables, pretty cool. Mad Ratter, not so great. Keeper of Fables is part of the whole non-humans thing. It's got card draw, pretty good card. Take your chances, stay away from the air conditioner. Arcanist Owl, top 4 cards, 4 mana, all hybrid for a 3/3 flyer. When it enters, look at the top 4 of your library, reveal an artifact or enchantment from among them, put it in your hand, the rest on the bottom. I mean, we haven't even picked a color yet, because we ended up with the Fabled Passage. I might be on board for the whole non-human thing. Might be able to go green-red. I'm going to give a check at some of these cards. I want to know... I want to see where this owl sits in terms. It's not terrible. It's on the... It's about as good as the land we pulled just prior. I don't think Mad Ratter's probably very good. It doesn't seem any of these, like, draw the second card every turn. They say it's not bad, but I mean, you're looking at a 4 mana for a 1/2, and then you have to draw extra cards to get rat tokens. Like, it's one of those, like, oh, that sounds good in theory, but you have to have a reliable way to draw cards. Keeper of Fables sounds pretty good. I'm looking to see where it's sitting. It's actually really high. It's not a bomb card, but it's next tier down. It's rated pretty good. So I think we're gonna go with Keeper of Fables. I think we're gonna be going green. The person has fans in the ceiling. Fans make you cold. Yeah. Yes, they will. Ooh, there goes them frames. Frames, why you be dropping? Stop that. I'm going to take the Keeper of Fables here. Alright, what else do we got? Spectre Shriek, as far as I know, is not so great. Merely Pixie. Not terrible. Not sick, as I'm not the only one feeling the cold temperature. Okay. Inside it's 21. Tomorrow it's going to be hotter. Gotcha. We got a Rampart Smasher. Can't be blocked by knights or walls. 4 mana for a 5/5 with some evasion. Interesting. So that's ramp with evasion. That's just evasion. We know we're already going green. I think the Spectres, if I remember right, Spectre Shriek's not considered all that. Yeah, there's kind of a downside to that card, in that you would discard a card. Yeah, it's not very good. It's not considered great. The Rampart Smasher is where's that at on this list? It's not bad. And then the Pixie, they're both in the same what do you want to call it? The same category as far as power level. So interesting. Now we got to choose then. Do we want to be red and green, or do we want to be green and blue? We could end up going a little bit of both. Let's see. Mill is pretty good. I'm now looking at some archetypes. Blue-white artifacts are tier 2. Red-blue looting is tier 2, at least according to what I'm looking at right now. Black and white knights. Tier 3 says green-white adventure. Red-green non-humans, supposedly tier 3. Blue-green ramp, also supposedly tier 3. Saying that blue-green really is only good if you can actually get the Planeswalker, Oko. In fact, they specifically say, the person here specifically says, I don't think opening Mirrorleaf Pixie is going to make me jump in. So the Pixie itself, they're saying isn't great enough to go straight up. And they're also saying they show Rampart Smasher as kind of one of the poster childs for red green. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Rampart Smasher. You know, the nice thing about taking the Rampart Smasher right now is that it's all hybrid mana. So I don't have to play red. I could just get him out with 4 green. You love the designs of the cards, yeah. Designs of Magic cards, always, the art in Magic the Gathering has always been fantastic. And yeah, you know, art is obviously subjective, but like ever since the beginning, yeah, Magic's had a great look. The card design of that has actually changed over the years. It took me a long time to get used to this current look. It's a much cleaner look. If you go back and look at the old Magic cards, like they had that, I don't know, they have an old feel to them. They look a lot different. They had white text at the top. The entire border was, you know, like full color instead of it being lighter for the title. So it was white text except for white cards that had black text, if I remember right. Or did they have a white outline? I'd have to go grab the card to remember. They might have had like a drop shadow or something on them. The one part that I do kind of miss, but it makes the new cards are more readable, is in the text box. All the colors had their own kind of separate art kind of going on. Like green, I remember, was like a wooden sign kind of thing. And I don't know. They all looked a little more unique, but obviously this makes the cards more readable. Anyway, I'm going to go with Rampart Smasher. It's a good-sized dude for 4 mana, and he's got some evasion, and we're not necessarily going to have to go red. We could just main green and get him out that way. All right, we got Cauldron's Gift. Black and 4 sorcery. If you pay at least 3 black, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard. You may choose a creature card in your graveyard. If you do, return it to the battlefield with an additional counter. So it's bring something back. And you can fill your graveyard if you want to. Claim the Firstborn. Steals a creature for a turn, but a very small. It's kind of like the Priest's mana cost 3 or less. So it's like the Priest's whatchamacallit, quick steal kind of effect. Huh. Man, these don't look very interesting. I gotta say, I'm not sold on anything here. Let me look at Cauldron's Gift, because I'm Well, I'm going to check these out just to see what this being said, because I'm not seeing anything super duper in this pack. This pack looks pretty bad. Shining armor, kind of whatever. Cauldron's Gift, I got a feeling, is kind of whatever. Yeah, Cauldron's Gift is kind of in the... It's on the lower... It's the middle. It's middling. Claim the Firstborn is even lower. Huh. Moonlit Scavengers. I'm going to start looking at the commons because, quite honestly, I'm not seeing anything. Moonlit Scavengers kind of in the middle. We haven't decided on another color, but we probably are going to play red. So I'm going to look at Barge In and the red cap because, what's it, a 1-2 double strike? Barge In can be a strong card. It's a combat trick. It's not listed very highly, but giving everything trample until end of turn, I think is a stronger effect than it sounds like. You guys, man, if you guys got a lot of like mid-range, you know, not like 4 attack, right? Like you're starting to get bigger sized creatures, and you know, you face a board that's like, oh, I got a bunch of 1/1 tokens or whatever. You can plow through those guys and finish people off. It literally gives everybody else trample, well, the non-humans. And if we're going to go that direction, it might not be a bad idea. A Raging Redcap it can't be very good. It's a 1-2 double striker. Raging Redcap, yeah. It's kind of whatever. They say Barge In is worse, but I think Barge In's got to be probably the pick here. I'm really not impressed by any of these, and we don't know what other colors. None of these make me want to switch. And Curious Pairs only so as well. Create a food token and then get a 2-mana 1/3 with no ability. Oddly enough, oh yeah, I was going to say, they got to be human peasants. So they're actually kind of not what we're looking for, because we're going to probably go non-human. Because Keeper of Fables will help us with that, right? So we should try to stay away from humans. I think I'm going to take Barge In here. Alright. Flutterfox is pretty good. It's not the best card in the world. Eye Collector, got the Gingerbread Cabin. The Two Unveiled Treefolk are alright. Garen Brig is okay if we go adventures. He's not super duper. Blow Your House Down. We didn't use that last time when we pulled the card. We got Gingerbread Cabin. I think we should probably go for the Treefolk here. We already know we're going green. So I'm going to take the Treefolk. Get us a nice big card. Alright. True Love's Kiss, Lost Legion, Rimrock Knight. Interesting. Wolf's Quarry creates the boar tokens. They may be boars, but I mean, the idea that it creates three of these little piggies, right? Alright. Are we sure we want to go red? That's a good question. True Love's Kiss is okay. It's not great. Lost Legion is probably not terrible. That's kind of middle of the road. Alright. Trebuchet is not very good. Fling is not considered very good, but in the right deck, Fling is great. Rimrock Knight, also kind of middle of the road. What do they say about Wolf's Quarry? Yeah, it's not very good either. Fell the Pheasant is probably whatever, yeah. Man, we're not seeing a lot of great stuff. Where do they rank this Gingerbread Cottage? That'd be good to know. It's actually rated a little bit higher. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Food token, though? Are we really worried about a food token? This has got a combat trick on it. And then it's a red 1/3/1 that can't block. It's also a knight, which is interesting. It's also not a human. So there's some stuff to be said for all of those things. Well, considering we haven't seen any cards, like right now, we're still very heavy green and probably going red. And there's a lot of red and green in here. So I think we take the best that we can get out of here, which is questionable. One each opponent, whenever a knight enters the battlefield under your control, untap. And I don't know if we're going to get that heavy into knights. So I think I'm down between these three. Not super into this character here. I could see Fling coming in handy if I get the right... I mean, even if you had a situation where you could do Barge or whatever and get the Tree Folk in. Essentially, the trick is get the Tree Folk in for a lot of damage, and then as a finisher, fling it. Right? Something along those lines might be pretty good. The food token I don't think is really quite that important yet, so I'm going to take Fling. Claim the Firstborn. Not real great. Prophet of the Peak, Scarecrow, and Wildwood Tracker. Oh, we could take a Wildwood Tracker here. We're trying to do a non-human deal. So that's not too bad. Prophet of the Peak is kind of middle of the road. So is the Scarecrow. Actually, it's less than middle of the road. Let's see where that tracker sits. He's probably not super duper. No, not really. In fact, I say Prophet of the Peak is better between the two, but I don't know if I really want to go that route. It's got some Scry, but 6 for a 5. I wouldn't mind getting a 1-drop here. This I can probably skip. I'll just take the tracker. Memory Theft. Black and 2. Target opponent reveals their hand. Choose a non-land from it. That player discards the card. Put a card that has an adventure that player owns from exile. Ah, yes. Kind of stops. Alright, we got an Embereth Paladin. 4/1 haste, red and 3. Adamant, you spend at least 3 mana. It comes to play with a +1/+1 counter. It's human. Not sure if we're going that route. In fact, we got another Wildwood. Spider's not bad. I like Spider. Weapon Rack. Not terrible. I'm going to take the Spider here. It's a nice solid card. Alright, and I'm not seeing anything in the other colors. This is our first pack come back around. Jousting Dummy and Prophet of the Peak. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and take the Prophet of the Peak now. I'm not real keen on the red cap. I'm going to go ahead and grab the golden egg. Drawbridge. Defender. Creatures you control gain haste. It's got its uses. Tall as a beanstalk. +3/+3. Radley, what's going on? How you doing tonight? +3/+3 reach and is a giant. Do I want that? Probably want that a little more than the drawbridge. Giving my creatures haste for a turn would be pretty cool. Be part of that whole like super just rush everything down, but this probably has a little more staying power. Grab this. Oh, and now we can choose one of these if we want. Claim versus Raging. I don't know if either one is better. Raging Redcap is apparently a little bit better. Claim the Firstborn is a little on the weak side. Yeah, I suppose so. You can't guarantee that you can run one into the other, right? If you think along the lines of Hearthstone, right? You get to choose who you attack, so you could steal their creature, right, with the priest spell. We've talked about this. And then run it in to their own creature and kill, maybe, potentially kill them both. You can't do that in Magic. That's not how Magic works. So odds are their creature, you're going to steal it for a turn, you're going to attack with it, and it'll probably live. Poor Jacob. Told you on your channel. Super sick with the flu. Ah. That sucks. A lot of that going around. I guess we'll take Blow Your House Down. I can't imagine that we're only a pack in, but I mean the odds that we pull black and even need this card. Yeah, we'll grab this one. And we end up with True Love's Kiss. Alright, we got a Wildborn Preserver. An Elf Archer. I've seen this art before. 3/1/2/2 Flash and Reach. That's cool. Lucky you got Flu Shot, right? Whenever another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay X. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on the Preserver. Whoa. Whoa. That dude could get big quick. So he starts out as a green 1 for 2, or a green 1/2/2, so a Grizzly Bear. But he already comes with extra. What the hell? Man, has Magic power creep, boys. I remember when green 1 would get you a 2/2 with no abilities. He's just a bear. Just a bear. Yeah, Grizzly Bear. Just a bear. But, we're going to play with the flossing guys. Yeah, those are Thursdays, but we've been doing horror games on Thursdays because of October. It's spooky time. So, we probably won't go back to that until November. I do totally intend to get back to what is it, Shining Force 2, though. The floss will be back, don't you worry. Dude, this Preserver is ridiculous. That's got to be... Yeah, that is considered a bomb card. Holy cow, we might actually get somewhere if we can keep this guy in play. Alright, Happily Ever After, Epic Downfall, Elite Headhunter. Those are the uncommons here. This is a really restrictive card. Doesn't work very well. It's not in a color we're playing. This doesn't look too bad, but it's not a color we're currently playing. Friends of class say it's spooky season. Not spooky time. It's Spooktober, right? The spooky. That Elite Headhunter is a human knight, which... I mean, we could still play humans, but... he's actually not considered very good, interestingly. What flossing, guys? You missed that many streams, you're losing track. No, it's the Shining Force series. When you're in the battle mode, they all look like they're doing. They look very much like they're doing like the floss dance, the dental floss dance, or well, yeah, let's just call it that, the floss dance. So this is removal, but it's not in the color we're playing. Neither of these. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to take the Scalding Cauldron here. I'm not real keen on any of these for this particular deck. Like, yeah, I could play that in red, essentially. But he's a human knight. He's not considered all that great. All these other things are kind of mediocre. We already have this one. I'm going to take the Cauldron here. It's just simple removal. Frogify. So Hex. Basically. Bell of the Brawl is a strong card, but it's not really what we're playing. That's an interesting card. Another Fling and a Rimrock Knight. Here's a Fierce Witch Stalker. 4/4 trample for 4. Create a food token. Probably one of our best bets in this deck. What things are happening in class tomorrow? Pizza party. 24th Halloween dance. Nice. 27 is hunt for the church. You get a fuzzy peach. If not, you have to pay for it. Nice. In case you're wondering, Frogify is... Where is that on the list? Oh, it's way down there. Bell of the Brawl is not bad, but again, not really in a color we're going for. We don't have... I don't even think we have that many knights, if any. We've got, what, the Goblin Knight? So we're not going to get any bonuses, really. Tracker's a warrior. Yeah, we don't have that many knights to even get a bonus from it. The fact that it's a menace, it's got some evasion, but it's human, and we're kind of sticking to this whole, like, stay away from humans thing. I think the Witch Stalker might be a good card to take here. I don't think it's an amazing card. What do they call it? A Fierce Witch Stalker? Oh, actually, no, I am wrong. That's actually considered really good. According to the tier list, this is actually a really strong card. Not like bomb-worthy, but pretty strong. Do you know that place? No. I thought you were talking about fruit. Like, okay. Some kind of weird thing where you guys all go out and have to get fruit. How do I know? I don't... Yeah, 4 mana, 4/4 trample, create a food token. Considered better than you'd imagine. We'll take the doggy. Oh, we got Sir Farron the Henge Hammer. Another Witch Stalker. Where's Sir Farron here? So 2 mana, 2/2 legendary human knight. Yes. When this guy attacks, another target attacking creature gets +X, where X is Sir Farron's power. Not that great. And he's human knight. I bet he's probably not as good. Yeah, he's actually lower than the Witch Stalker. Interesting. I'll probably just take another Witch Stalker. Maraleaf Rider, sack of food, target creature blocks. The Rider if able? What? What even is that? Let's take this Witch Stalker. Frozen yogurt. Ah, okay. Well, that sounds a lot better. No wonder. I was like, they're going to make you pay for peaches? But hey, who am I to judge? Pumpkin pie. Are you talking actual pumpkin pie, or are you talking about a place to eat? I should start asking now. Now I got to question everything. Unfortunately, this is a mostly white pack, and we don't have a lot of white cards. Well, we already have a tall as a beanstalk. I don't think I want more. Not for a 40-card deck. I could go see how good some of these cards are, and if they're actually worth splashing. Let's see. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature opponent controls, convert a mana cost 3 or less until this leaves the battlefield. That's not terrible in and of itself. Its removal, that's not bad. Yeah, that's a strong card, but I don't know if I could actually... I don't have a way to actually cast the damn thing. I guess the golden egg. I could use the golden egg to make it work, but that's asking quite a lot. I don't think I have too many other mana of any color kind of thing. Yeah, not really. Because the Fabled Passage would still require me to put a Plains in the deck otherwise. Turn to a permanent you control to its owner's hand. Lonesome Unicorn. Kind of expensive for a flyer. 5 mana for a 3 attack flying is a little steep. It's a counter spell, but with some mill, but I'm not a fan of any of these here, actually. Oof. That's a spot where I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick the card. I'm just going to pick a card. We'll just take the casket. I'm not real keen on any of those. That's kind of a dead pick. Man, I don't know how many Wildwood Trackers I think I need. Apparently I only have one. Guess I could go for a second one. Probably better than another spell. Ooh, there's another big old tree folk. Yep. Alright. Insatiable appetite. You may sacrifice a food. Oh, this is a pretty good one, because we have food. If you do, target creature gets +5 till end of turn, otherwise +3. Not bad at all. Hengewalker, we'll take this one. Weapon rack or another insatiable. I actually might just go ahead and take another. I think I'm going to take another one of those. Squire, or Wolf's Quarry. Well, we got a Prophet, a Tree Folk Keeper. It's like our 5 cost, 6 cost. I'll take the Quarry. I think maybe, well, we don't have very many adventure cards. So he's just going to be a 2/2. That said, we don't really have that many 2-drops right now. We've got Fling, which is not really a 2-drop. That's a finisher. Insatiable Appetite, which is probably never going to be used on turn 2. And Wildborn Preserver, which we don't want to die. So I think we take the Squire just to have a 2-drop. Gold egg's kind of a 2. I mean, it's a 2-drop if you get it, but I'll just take the Squire here. Tournament Grounds, Silver Flame, and Fling again. Well, this red, white, or black doesn't help us when we don't have that many knights. So I can't imagine us taking either of these. I mean, I don't know how wide we can go. That said, I don't see us actually getting a third color, but a second Fling sounds a little unnecessary. It might be one of our best sources of removal, though. We have to sack our own to do it. If you're using Fling to remove other people's creatures, you're losing. Because you're playing the card, you're sacking one of your own creatures to kill one of theirs. And it's got to be a case of your creature's bigger than theirs, or, you know, as big. This is face damage. This is meant to go to face. Hey, maybe we can fit, like, out of all these, like, Silver Flames, probably a second Fling just sounds so bad. Well, there is something to be said for it, though. If we got a couple of these big dudes, then obviously, you know, a little more Fling for finishing could be the answer. Rumbling Keep. Bell the Pheasant. Spectre's Shriek. I mean, Roving Keep is not terrible. I mean, it's not great. Not great, but it's kind of a big dude. Sits there. Nobody's going to mess with him for a while, right? It gives us something to fling if we need to. It can give itself +2 and trample. And can attack. If you don't have anything to spend your mana on, which is fine in a draft environment. Yeah. We'll take the Walking Castle. I don't think I need that, so we'll just grab this. We end up with that. Alright, pack 3. Mousy. What's up? Black and 1/3/1 flash in a color we're not playing. A knight gets Death Touch and Lifelink. It's not bad. It's not what we're playing. These are also not what we're playing. It's really too late to you know, let's just grab a color, you know, at this point. And as it stands, the only color that looks like red, green, and maybe, but probably not white. I'm really not comfortable adding white. Or any third color, really, at this point. Bacon 2 pie, man. But the fact that it's 2 black. Strong card, but what am I going to do with it? Right? Man, what is this pack? It's all stuff we can't play. We, you know. Thanks. Maybe the ogre? We just take another 2-drop, but that feels a little weak. Four mana for a 3/4. It gives another Night Menace. We're not playing that many knights. We do have a couple. We got the Raging Redcap. Actually, is that it? We might still only have the one. Yeah. It doesn't do a hell of a lot. Ogre. He's actually not considered terrible. It just kind of depends. I'll go ahead and take the Ogre. Mirror Maid. 2 blue and 1 enchantment. You may have Mirror Maid enter the battlefield as copy of any artifact or enchantment on the battlefield. That's a cool card. It's not what we're playing, but it's a cool card. Enchanted Carriage. Look at this. The pumpkin. The pumpkin carriage. Create 2 1/1 mouse creature tokens. Oh, look at that. Crew 2. Oh, that's funny. The Enchanted Carriage, huh? That's not considered too bad of a card. And it comes with its own crew. It's an artifact, so we can play it no matter what. Yeah. Why not? Okay. We don't have that many adventures, so this isn't that good of a card. No real reason to splash. It doesn't give us enough reason to splash white. Snapper. Ooh. This could come in handy. What's a shambling suit? Artifacts or enchantments. I don't think we're going to have that many. Searing Barrage. 5 to target creature. Adamant. If you've used at least 3 red mana to play this. It's also 3 to the creature's controller. We're already playing red. That's not a bad card. Then there's the Thunderous Snapper, which it's card draw, but it's not quite in the colors. Like, we'd have to play all green to pay for it. It's middle of the road. It's middle of the road. Searing Barrage is removal, and it's the same in terms of overall quality. So I'm just going to take the straight up removal card. I'd love to take this because we do have stuff, like we are playing, like, you know, some big dudes, but the odds of us getting that thing out, keeping it out, drawing the cards off of it, it's not real high. I think I'd rather just have removal. Oh, and we are giving an option to take him again if we so desire. So there are other things here, though. What do we got? Bloodhaze Wolverine. That's draw your second card. Blow your house down. Return to nature. I mean, these aren't bad because odds are you're going to get something. I think maybe we try that Snapper. But we do have a golden egg already. Yeah, I think I grab him now. We snap him up, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Fervent Champion is a fantastic card. I don't care if it is a human knight. Yeah, that's got to be the pick. Also, I could use that for an actual deck, so that works out both ways. First Strike Haste, man. He'll give other bonuses to knights. If we wanted to equip him with something, it's cheaper. We're not really playing that route, but First Strike on a 1/1, it's a great 1-drop. Just going to take it. Once in Future, target card from your graveyard to your hand. Put up to 1 other target card from your graveyard on top of your library. Exile this card. Adamant 3 green. Return those cards to your hand, so you get them both. Right. Ooh, this guy's not terrible. Ginger Brute, also not a terrible card. Let's take a look at some of these. We got the Weaselback red cap. They actually don't like him. Really? He's a knight. He's a way to spend your mana and get red and 1, get +2/+0 till end of turn. Like, if he gets through, you could push some damage. It's kind of fire breathing. Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute is probably not considered super great. Red Cap's also not considered super great. Or do they got Once and Future? I can't imagine that being so good. Really, that's considered fairly good, huh? Some cards back. We might be able to pull that off. One card from graveyard to your hand, the other on top of your library. Unless you paid 3 greens, instead you get both of them to your hand. That's not bad. That was some good pie. Nice. Good old pumpkin pie. Can I afford to play this, though? How are we on creatures right now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. We'd have to play all of our creatures just about. We do already have enough 1-drops, though. We've got the Cauldron, 2 Trackers, a Fervent Champion. We don't really need the 1-drops. And I don't think we're ever going to be in a position where Dwarven, any of these, like, comes into play tapped unless you have 3. Really takes off too well, so we're just going to grab this. Okay. Stuff we can't play. Red Cap Raiders. When it attacks, red and 2/3/2, so fairly average stats. You may tap and untap non-human you control. If you do, they get +1 and +1. +1 and trample. There we go. 7 dwarves. So this is kind of interesting. We're not going to be able to play that here, but it's funny. Red and 1, 2/2 dwarf. They each get +1/+1 for each other card you have out. Name 7 dwarves. And your deck is allowed to have up to 7 of the 7 dwarves, which makes totally sense. Do you know if that game is going to have a Halloween update? Probably not. They might have some special events. This one here won't do... Like, they won't probably make new cards for it. Like, the way that they do their cards and stuff are... Like, card games don't usually have, like, some special cards or something. They may have some kind of special event. So... That's not too bad. And, you know, already, this set just came out recently. It's like fairy tales, if you can't tell. So, the 7 dwarves. Red Cap Raiders, probably pretty good here. We're doing the non-human thing. We got not too many. We got what? Red Cap, Spider... as our 3-drops. We could use more. I'll take the Raiders here. Alright. 7 dwarves. I'm actually probably going to take the 7 dwarves. Mainly because I don't think I'm actually playing a 3rd color. Which is too bad because it means our Fabled Passage isn't all that. It's not terrible. We can still play it for 2 colors, but I think I'm probably just going to take the 7 dwarf. Just as a 2-drop. Fortifying Provisions does give... This is that argument of, do you want to splash a 3rd color? And we haven't really thought about... We haven't seen enough to really say, hey, this would be great. I don't think Fortifying Provisions is going to change our mind. Yeah, no. So, I'll just take the dwarf. Crystal Slipper. Doesn't really... +1/+0 in haste is... Or it's either that or barge in at this point. Crystal Slipper, not considered very good. Barge in considered about as bad. I still say there's some room for it. I'm going to take the spell, I think. Equip 1 to give something haste. And +1/+0. Can we... Do we? Would we? Nah, I think I'm taking barge in. Alright. Claim the Firstborn, not a great card. Trebuchet. Possibly. Let's see what's going on here. Hold on. Riley says, if my program wants to move. There we go. Yeah, how are the kittens? You're going to go. You forgot to have a test tomorrow. Oh, a reading test. Need to get good sleep. Sounds good. Text doing a benchmark. Oh, okay. Right on, right on. Yeah, good luck. The kittens are doing well. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Riley, get to bed. I'm probably not going to be on too long tonight myself. I'm going to get up tomorrow myself. So we're going to try to do what we can here, though. I might be able to take... Do I really want this? I can't imagine that being any better. Brimstone Trebuchet versus Hengewalker. I guess Hengewalker works no matter what, as long as we're lopsided in color. I can't think it being that great, though. It's got to be... it's middle of the road. The Trebuchet is even worse. Yeah, I know it's got reach. It only can hit opponents, though. Not their creatures. Which would be way better, right? We don't have enough knights for it to actually mean anything. So I'm going to take the Hengewalker. Alright, now we got a bunch of cards here that we will not use. Just a random whatever. Blow your house down versus Dwarven Mine. Might actually go ahead and take the Dwarven Mine here. I'm not real happy with this draft. It's kind of ugly. Dwarven Mine versus Blow Your House Down. We already have a Blow Your House Down. I can't imagine we're going to take more. It's not that good of a card. I think I'll take the land here. It's not much better, but it's something. I'll take the Raging Redcap. That's all right. Well, it's not all right. It's fine. It's not all right. And another Dwarven Mine. All right, and that's our draft. So I need to get the cards chosen here. Let's... As always, we empty this sucker out. All right, I get my cards. Hold on just a moment, if you guys would be so kind. I need to take a quick break. I will be right back, and we'll get into getting the deck built and getting the draft, or getting the game started. So, back in a moment. All right. I am back. Let's take this off the thing. There we go. All right, let's see what's going on. So we're gonna take this Fervent Champion. Let's worry about our one. Let's get our 1-drops. I think that's about all of them. I'm gonna grab the Cauldron. That's a good card. And then we know for a fact we obviously want this thing because it's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and just grab the other things we know we're going to want, which is that's fine. We have a couple of knights. I don't know if they're super interesting to the point I care for the errant, but I'm probably going to take that because removal. Solid 3-drop. Good 4-drops. Great 5. Some big dudes. Some more big-ish dudes. We know we're going to probably want the Golden Egg, the Fabled Passage, the Keep, at least one of these. Alright, that sets us at, what, 35, so where are we at? 14 creatures, 4 non, so a few more of each, and we'll be right about where we want to be. What's our mana look like? We could use probably some 2s and 3s. Probably some 2s and 3s. Not too many more big cards. Yeah, 2-drops. We only got the Preserver, so we're going to have to take some other stuff. We should probably focus green. Should probably go green heavy. That said, if we do, then we can't use Dwarven Mine, but Dwarven Mines aren't that big of a deal. Take the 7-dwarf. The Squire doesn't do much for us, but it's a 2/2 body. Gonna want 1 fling. At least. Got what, 3 cards left. I think 1 barge in is good as a combat trick. Probably get at least 1 more creature. Probably a 2 or a 3-drop would make the most sense. We don't have that many 5-cost cards, but we've got a lot of 6+, so I think we should probably play something else, like 2 or 3. We get the Raging Red Caps, which aren't that great. Got the Garen Briggs Scryer, which also doesn't do much for us. We didn't get an option to get much way in good adventures. We do have the Tree Folk, but it's pretty minor. That bonus is only going to come in very briefly. The red caps could be good in the right spot, but we would have to have combat tricks to make them good. And we definitely could do that. I'm going to take the Squire. Maybe look for a roughly 3-cost spell. Insatiable Appetite. I'm not real keen on this. I'll probably go ahead and throw a Dwarven Mine in. Not 2, just 1. And then... And that's got some potential, but... Destroy any of them that aren't walls. Or that are walls, sorry. Yeah, it seems kind of whatever. I think I kind of like that for the reach potential. We just go with another Insatiable Appetite as well. That seems okay too. So we have more than enough ways to make food. Well, not forever, but we've got a couple. Okay, well, we did not get a lot of great stuff here. We might be able to turn it into something, but I'm not super keen on this particular set of cards. But let's lock it in and let's go and do what we can with it. All right. Well, that is a terrible start. Mostly green, no forests. Fabled Passage doesn't do that great for us. We'll keep this. I'm going to pitch this one. We've got another copy of it. I don't think we need... Well, actually, we only have the one copy of that. Much as I'd want... Alright, off we go. Gonna haste it up? No. Interesting. Why would you play that? Yeah, I'm gonna no block. Seems to me like he's got a trick. Discard 2 cards. Oof. That hurts. Good deal. Okay. Ooh, boy, he's got a lot of those. Ouch. Well, it's a race. He's got more resources, but I'm ahead. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's not bad. I don't know why I didn't block him. That was a mistake. Because this guy does have haste. Go ahead and eat that food. Dwarven Mine, probably wait to play it, but it's like 2 turns. I don't really need the mana unless... But if I get the big dude, I'd rather just have that. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the Dwarven Mine. Oh, you're all right. Dang, we are 1 man off to play this dang snapper. Alright. Game. Well, we'll chump block and hope for the best. I don't know how we're going to get out of this, but, you know. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Said this deck didn't look too impressive. This is playable. How are your Malteser truffles? Yummy. Nice. Interesting. See what he does. He knows it's over. Good deal. That was a case of my opponent had nothing, but I'll take it. It's a lot of lands, but it's not terrible. We can play everything. The ginger brutes. So, I'm going to go ahead and play the Dwarven Mine here. Well, they're going to come into play tapped. No, I want to be able to have the fourth mana open for one of these. So, yeah, I'm going to play the Dwarven Mine tap and just play another tracker. Mm-hmm. 'Tis true. Tournament grounds, okay. go with the wolf. High 15. I just saw that show up. It just appeared for me. Raid, thank you, thank you. What's going on? What is up other than the sky? Yep. All right. What do we got here? 3-6. 3-6. Yeah, it's a dad joke to be sure. It is the daddiest of the dad jokes. Playing knights? That's alright, I got a giant. Mixer, YouTube, or D Live? What? Where you will go next? Oh, probably Mixer. Probably Mixer. That's usually how it works, right? Charming Prince. Gain 3 life, scry 2, or exile another target creature you own, return it to the battlefield, beginning of the next. Scrying. Magic. Count, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Yeah, you know it. You know it. Well, that 5/5 is definitely going over. I think I should do that first and then figure it out. Sick from exhaustion. Ooh. Don't learn your lesson. Man, I know that feeling. I'm doing alright. I've been low on rest too. The answer is yes. High 15. $42. All right. Let me send this guy over who he's going to have a problem blocking. We'll see what happens with that. He can't block it with his knights. Ooh, that's rough. All right then. That's what you got. That's what you got. Fine. That's what you want to do. Let us just go ahead and drop a couple counters on our wolf. I could have played that later, I suppose, but that's fine. You mean for wanting to lock your hubby outside? Not, son. Nice. Worthy knight. Venerable knight. That's a lot of knights. Goodness, that's a lot of knights. It's getting ugly over here. What a board. Yeah, hubby's being an annoying little shit. Awesome. Waterboard. Funny. It's the final platform. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh my goodness, this dude. It's gonna swing for one. Back to Twitch, yeah. It's all good. Oh my god. There's a fling. Doesn't really help us at the moment, but good to have. I just need my barge. My Elda barge. Okay. Insatiable appetite, huh? And a fling. And I think we got to go all out here. Freak him out. Buff our biggest thing. Our big trampler. We'll see depending on what he blocks. We're doing it. Hmm. I'm gonna fling a giant wolf into your face. Huff and puff and blow your house down. I don't know where he went. Got him. Good old fling, boys. That's right. This is playable. Yeah, I wasn't gonna worry too much about the math, and if the fling presented itself, I was gonna do it. Figured we'll see how it goes through, and it went through. Trample and then flinging something is so good. It's basically like having double damage. The golden egg. (2-1) first strike, huh? See you, 2-1. Didn't know righteousness was part of the card set. That's a good card. 1 white to give somebody like +7/+7 till end of turn. Double strike. Really? This guy's very obviously playing some kind of a... Yeah, that's a hint. Never piss you off. You'll throw something. That's right. I'll throw a giant wolf at your face. This guy's got knights. How about a 5/5 that you can't block? How's that sound? Me giant. Ah, he just quits. Dude just like, oh, that exists. Bye. Hulk smash. Get him, Hulk. Apparently there's a downside to playing a night deck. Can't deal with giants. Oh, that's funny. Not the best starting hand. One way to get a fast victory, yeah. Leave, yep. This one is not what I call the best starting hand in the world, but we've got some removal, and we're really just one mana away from the Rampart Smasher, so... Ginger Brutes. Fast as fast can be. And the guy's playing knights, man. We just win again. Right? Green, blue. Alright. Mm-hmm. There's some green mana, that's good. Human? Reminds you of the Angry Gingerbread Man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a food golem. It's a gingerbread man. Yep. No, you're exactly correct. It's a pain in the butt, but there's not a lot I can do about it. I think because of the way things are sitting right now, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of his gingerbread. How much is the equip on that? 3. Spooter. That's a nice spooter. Hulk smash! It's time for Hulk to smash. Keeper of Fables. Alright. Well, he's tapped out. Couple of ways to play this. See how they decide to go with it. Double block. Go ahead. We're gonna pass. And keep that mana open. In case I need to fling a giant at somebody's face. Or one of their creatures. You never know. Okay with that? It's fine. All his mana's open. I'm gonna let it equip. I don't like it, but I'm gonna let it equip. Hmm. It's got an easy way to draw a card right now, which is unfortunate. It's got a lot of card advantage on us. Okay. Not what I'd call a great card at the moment. It is, however, a blocker. A gingerbread man's giving us some problems. We might have to do something about it. Start by swinging heavy. It'd be funny if he got real greedy and didn't block. Works for me. Forgot to give that one the bonus, but it may still work. It's a lot to spend on that guy, but I gotta kill him. Hate to do that, but dead and dead. I'm off. See you tomorrow. All right, hi. Have a good one, buddy. I will talk to you later. Nice. At least that sacrifice was not totally in vain. Really? Yeah? There goes your card draw. Crap out of here. Okay. Doesn't trample. Send mine over and make him block. You better block. You have to equip the other one for it to make any difference. Really? Really? So you sure about that? Gotta take risks. Gotta take a risk. You can't equip as an instant. It's cool. I still got a guy with reach. Spooter doing work. There you go. That's thinking with your noodle. Okay, okay. For all that card draw he had, I actually did pretty well so far. Can't complain too much, I suppose. Come on, man. Let's go. 6/6. That's a bit of an issue. I'm not... Actually, the spider is more important right now because he can put all those buffs on the fairy, so... I kind of have to do this, whether I like it or not. Yeah, it's got a combat trick. He's got a combat trick. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, he's drawn... He's down to 10 cards in his library. The dude drew... You know, I've got 19. So he's drawn 9 more cards than I have this game. Like I said, my deck wasn't very good. Why can I not block him? There we go. Alright. I don't like it, but I'll do it. Don't really care about that. Oh, okay. Ginger Brute again. He's got 3. That's the 3rd one of those he's played this game. Crazy. I can't block that either. So I'm dead in 2 turns. Yeah, I'm dead in 2 turns. Well, actually dead in 1 turn, because this has haste. Pretty much relying on my next draw. Drew a land, of course. Thanks, game. I appreciate. I appreciate. Yeah. Yeah, I'd win by default if you ran out of cards, but 10 cards, you can probably do it. If you draw 10 cards more than somebody, you're probably at a significant advantage. But not in territory where you're going to run out of cards, right? 60 card deck. Well, 40 in draft. But still, you're probably okay. Man, that is it seems a little slow, but and we can at least play the stuff. It's not an unplayable hand. Green, black. All right. Laying eggs. Oof. That's gross. Not sure I can deal with a turn 3/7/7. And here Hearthstone thought they were... Here Hearthstone thought they had something going with the turn 4/7/7. Well, I think we just got absolutely bent over. I really don't think I have a way to kill that, especially by turn 3. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Can chump block for a couple of turns. Not sure where that's going to get us. See you, Mousy. Well, sound thrashing on this match. Turn 3/7/7, guys. Crazy. Ooh, Searing Barrage. Yeah, thanks. Gaining 3 life isn't enough to do anything. No, it's not. Well, barely. Guess we're still technically in it. Right, chump block with my 5/5. That feels bad. Definitely feels bad. Right, well, that's a good game if I ever saw one. Ouch. Think we know who's responsible for what happened there. Think we know. All right. Let's go ahead and crack open our packs. What do we got? Enchanted Carriage, Joust, Mirror Maid. That's pretty good. Pretty good looking card. Robber of the Rich, Human Archer Rogue. Red 1 for 2/2 with Reach and Haste. Whenever Robber of the Rich attacks, defending player has more cards in hand than you, exile the top card of their library. During any turn you attacked with a rogue, you may cast that card. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Very interesting. Robin from the Rich. Robin Hood, huh? Pretty cool. Pretty good. Pathlighter. Flying Adventure. Ah, okay. Deathless Knight, pretty cool. Acclaimed Contender, white and 2, 3/3. Enters the battlefield to control another knight. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal a knight or equipment or legendary artifact from among them. Put it into your hand. The rest of the library, bottom of the library, random order. What is that? Rally for the Throne, 2/1/1 tokens. Adamant, 3 white mana, gain 1 life for each creature you control. Got it. Ooh, another Great Henge. That's pretty good. That's like our second one that we pulled. So that's pretty good. All right. So, yeah, I wanted to show this to everybody one more time. I have heard, got it on very great authority, right? That there's something you're gonna you might want to go do. I went already and did it. You go into your collection, you put in Field of the Dead, and you can put not collected. So you can see if you don't have one, you might as well go ahead and craft these. They are getting banned in Standard. They're ridiculous. That's why, right? They come into play tapped. They can tap for a colorless. Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie token. And yeah, Standard is littered with Field of the Dead decks. You're probably saying to yourself, why would I craft a card that's getting banned? Well, here's why. On the 24th, they're going to ban the card, obviously, and give everyone a wild rare for every copy of Field of the Dead that they own. So it's essentially a free craft. Okay? And then, so you might then say, well, then why would I craft Field of the Dead if it's being banned in Standard? And the answer to that is it's only being banned in Standard. If you're playing another format, or if they allow it in something that is a non-standard, they have a non-standard, event that you'll want to participate in, Field of the Dead will be usable for you. Or obviously it would be usable for you regardless, but you'd then have to craft it, which would then waste a wild card. In addition, Field of the Dead is going to be basically removed from pack openings of M20. So if you open M20 on Arena, the odds of you getting Field of the Dead are slightly more than 0, but only when you basically have every other rare in the set. So as long as you haven't collected the entire set of Magic M20, you'll not get Field of the Dead. If you've gotten everything else and that's all you need, then yes, that's all you would get. So basically these are free crafts as long as you got the rare wilds. On the 24th, you'll get your wilds back for as many copies as you made. Now, you can't have more than 4. But they're essentially a free craft. You'll get it all back on the 24th. So I would suggest go ahead and do it because it's a free craft. And you can use these for non-standard events. Anything non-standard. So highly suggest you do that. But guys, I think we're going to call it an early night tonight. I know it's only like 11:30, but it takes a little longer to draft than it does to do picks in some other games, card games. And it's going to probably run well into well past 1 a.m. The games. And I actually can't afford to stay over. So we're going to call it a bit of an early stream. I hate to do that to everybody. I'd go find someone to host if you want. If you would be interested, we can go find somebody to host. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and call it a night. Let me go see what we got. We've got... Actually, our biggest right now looks like it's on the YouTube side. So we can't really host anybody through YouTube. I'd say the best thing we can do right now is probably just call it a night. Let me look real quick over on the Mixer side. Just for kicks. I want to see real quick to see who's over there. See if there's maybe somebody I'd like to send you off to specifically. None of my super regulars are on. If some of my closest were ready doing stuff, I'd send them over. But nah, let's just call it a night. We'll just call it a night. Call it an early night. You guys have a good one. I got to get up early tomorrow, so we're gonna head out. We'll be back tomorrow night, probably with Cat Quest. I very much imagine Cat Quest. If you, by the way, if you do enjoy the streams, make sure to follow or subscribe, whatever the platform is asking you to do on there, so you'll know when I go live. You also might want to check out Twitter and or Discord. So, in addition, knowing of when I go live, you'll know when I find free games. In fact, I just put a free game up today. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and call it. We're head out of here. Cat Quest 2 tomorrow night, I believe. Well, Brassel, since you can, if you're interested in, because I know Brassel was kind enough to get a copy of Lucius 2 for me recently. Spooky game where you play the son of the devil, essentially. If you'd rather see that, I mean, we're going to play that probably Thursday anyway, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. If you want to see more Lucius, I could start it a day early and we could put Cat Quest off. I'll leave that up. I know you're not a big decision guy, but you're the one that bought the game. If you're interested. Otherwise, we'll go Cat Quest on Wednesday and Lucius on Thursday. You don't have to answer now. You can always tell me later in Discord or whatever. But if you'd so desire, maybe. Because I know that Lucius, I don't really want to play that too much past Halloween. Because, it's spooky games. It'll kind of feel out of season after that. And we might be able to swing it a little bit. But that's up to you. I'll leave it up to you. But we talk about that on the Discord. Guys, we're going to call it a night. I hope you all had a good one. I know it's a little bit of a short stream tonight. We'll make that up, I'm certain. Shout out real quick to my patrons for all their support. If you guys are interested in Minecraft, you're going to want to hang out in the Discord. I've got a Minecraft server for regulars, patrons, people like that. We do challenges and all kinds of stuff. So, and the challenges, the winners of the challenges get to pick mods that go onto a list. So for our next world, that's what's going into the next world. So everybody loves Cat Quest. I'm not sure how others would feel. Everybody does love Cat Quest, but it's spooky times. It's spooky times. I mean, if you really don't know, you want to bring it up for debate in Discord. If you really don't know, but yeah, whatever. It's all good. We'll figure it out. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. We'll see you all tomorrow night with Cat Quest or Lucius. So either a really cute, pretty much family-friendly role-playing game, or will be the spawn of Satan. One or the other. Depends on how we're feeling. Y'all take care. Have a good one. We'll see you then.